Good morning, happy boys and girls. This is Mr. Baker from his dining room, filming a very brief, simple, quick and easy art lesson I hope you'll enjoy and your family will enjoy and it will have value for you. As you know, it's kind of challenging to do the things we've been doing. I'm sure we all thought we'd be back to school by now. So here we go. You are about to start a project and start a wonderful book, one of our favorites. It's called Charlotte's Web, and it's a story about different characters, a young girl, a pig, Charlotte, who's the spider, the farmer, and I guess you'll be reading along with us. You'll each get a book. There'll be a book available to you, and I thought it would be Mrs. Fun and Mrs. D thought it would be fun if we could incorporate an art lesson into the story that you're going to be reading. So here's what I planned for you. When we're all done and you enter and you're finished with your artwork, if you would like to send it to me on the Google Classroom under your art classroom, you can certainly do that. Or you may be able to send it to the site that Mrs. D is going to set up for Charlotte Webb's Google Classroom. Either way would be great. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, in the story, Charlotte, the spider, would leave messages in her web. And they'd be messages for, I think it's Wilbur and the farmer to see. And she left several of these. So what I thought would be fun if we could leave a message to our friends and our teachers and our school family with a drawing of a message in a web. I started with I wanted to do a message in the style. The artist of this book, the author was E.B. White, but the artist that illustrated and did the artwork and the pictures was Garth Williams. So I wanted to do a message. I did two for you. The first message I wanted to do in the style of Mr. Williams. And the second one, I kind of did a web message just in my own style. So you can be as simple or elaborate as you'd like. You can do any style lettering. You can do any web that you'd like. In real life, a spider's web often has a repeated pattern, which is quite beautiful. Sometimes the web is older and kind of broken up a little bit. It's very random. So I kind of did one of each. So these were the materials Mr. Baker had available. I started with a pencil. As you know, I always like to draw with pencil first, because if I make any mistakes, I can easily erase them. Then after I had my drawing, I had an idea of a message that I wanted to send out to my students and my school friends and my colleagues. I did the pencil drawing, and then I went over with my pencil drawing with outlining markers. You may not have these available. You're not required to add any outlining. Mr. Baker, as you know, my background is in comic books and cartooning, so I'm very comfortable using outlining markers. And I know when we're in school, many of you like to use the outlining markers as well. So after I did my drawing and my web and my message, I outlined them with a thick Sharpie and a thinner Flair pen. Once again, you don't have to do this. You can use any material that you have available. When I was done, and I pretty much wanted to keep my drawing in black and white. That means it doesn't have much color, because the pictures in the book, they really don't have much color. They're all kind of black and white too. These are called line drawings. I did add a teeny bit of color on my picture. I colored Charlotte and a couple of little hearts I put in my design. But you can add lots of color or no color. Once again, you have a lot of freedom in what you want your picture to look like. Now this was my first drawing, my first design, and I thought it was kind of a good message. We hear this message a lot when we're home and when we're out and about, getting groceries or wherever we need to go. And I tried to do this in the style that Mr. Williams did on the cover and in the book. He has a very unique kind of lettering, and he's got some webs that Charlotte created in the lettering and on the letters. So I tried to do the same thing. And my first message was to be safe. This is Charlotte down here. These are the letters in the style of Garth Williams, and these are kind of the webs. These are random, and these are a little more in a pattern, but you can do it any way you want. What's important is you have a message that you think it has value and is important to you. And somewhere on the picture, you'd like to have some kind of webs. Just make some overlapping lines, and you can also look through the book to get some ideas about how they drew the webs. The second picture, which I kind of did my own lettering style, and I wanted to give you a couple different ideas, so just so you could see the difference. This one, my message was, I miss my students. I miss you guys a lot, and I know you miss your teachers and friends, and I know we'll be seeing each other again soon. But that was an important message to Mr. Baker, and it says, miss my students. Once again, we have Charlotte up here. On this picture, I added just a little bit of color to make Charlotte stand out. And then I have my message in the center with my own kind of letters. They're kind of cartoony, but you can do any letters that you like. If you have a hard time spelling and you're one of my kindergarten or first grade class, second grade classes, and you need help, feel free to ask mom or dad or grandma or an older brother or sister. Anyone that lives in your house could help you. And after I did my message, I did my web. And this web's a little different. It kind of starts in the center and radiates to the edge of the paper. So this web has a little more of a pattern. Once again, this was our first one, our be safe. And this one was my miss my students. Once again, the most important thing is that we're relaxed, we're having fun, and we'll all be safe, and hopefully we'll all get to see each other again soon. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them for me on your Google Classroom, under your teacher's page, and you know Mr. Baker, I'll get back to you right away. Miss you guys, hope to see you soon.